Hello everybody, Matthew Armstrong here on day 32 of our 90-day challenge from mediocrity to mastery. And it's one of those mornings where quite often I just make myself blank and just talk. And it's one of those mornings when I make myself blank and then this still feels like there's nothing coming. And so the best thing to do when that happens is just hit start broadcast. You know, don't wait any longer. Hit start broadcast, and then you have to step up, right? You just have to. And it's one of the questions. It's interesting. I just start talking. Things start coming. One of the questions I was asked the other day when I was interviewed was, why do some people do it and some people don't? You know, what is that? Is it self-worth? Is it this? Is it that? Is it their environment? Whatever. And like I said, well, honestly, I don't have a clear answer because I'm still working stuff out myself. I'm still working out, why do I take actions on some things and not on other things? Well, why do I make decisions on some things, not on other things? You know, why do some people that seem to get given all the resources not do anything, while someone that seemingly has no resources has much higher level of success? You know, why does that happen? Why does one person succeed and achieve their dreams and another person doesn't? Even if both those people had the same upbringing, the same resources, the same whatever, why does one person do it and another person doesn't? Right? Well, when I say do it, what do I mean by that? I mean, go on the journey. We all receive the call. We all receive the call to adventure. We all receive the call to go on a journey that we don't know if we can complete. We don't. It's stretching us beyond what our capabilities were before we started that journey. It's stepping into the unknown. It's something that will take some courage. It might mean moving to a different country, moving to a different city, and taking on a job or career, or opening a business, or doing something that requires us to have some courage and some faith to do. And why do some people do that and some people refuse? Some people say, no, I want to stay in my denial, I want to stay in my comfort zone, I'm going to stay in the job that I hate, I'm going to watch TV and drink alcohol and smoke to numb myself enough to make it all okay. And then other people go, screw this, I'm going to make a difference, I'm going to change my life. I've got one shot here. And there's one thing that there's no way I'm going to have at the end of my life. And that's regrets. I'm going to look back at my life at the end of it and say, I gave my best shot. I didn't live in denial. I did things that seemed hard because they were in alignment with my true self, not the programs that I received. So I don't really know what makes the difference between one person and another person. Why does one person, you know, stay in the denial, stay in the illusion, stay in the comfort zone, and another person takes the journey and breaks through? Why do some people take the journey and not break through? Revert back. They hit the obstacles and they go, whoa, I didn't know the obstacles were going to be this hard to break through. I didn't know they were going to be this scary. I'm going back. I don't really know. I do like to believe, it does seem that we have free will. It seems that we have free will. Obviously, we can't say things for sure. And I'm just philosophizing here, really. It seems that we have free will. And with that free will, we can make a new decision at any time. And maybe that's the gift in life, is we get to exercise our free will by taking the journey, living our dream, or not taking the journey and living a mediocre, unfulfilled life. And I guess that's part of it, right? I guess that's part of it. It's part of the makeup and the contrast of everyone in life. We're all playing different roles. And maybe, again, I don't want to go too far into it, but maybe in another life, then we take on a different role. Right? So this is the sort of stuff that's on my mind. This is the sort of stuff I think about. You know? Human behavior, why we do the things we do, that interests me. And if we can improve on things, if I can help people improve on things, if I can help people make a decision, because a lot of the time that's what it's down to, just helping people make a decision, giving them enough prods that they go on the journey. Come on, get out of your comfort zone. That's me prodding within the side. Huh? Just get a little bit uncomfortable. You keep on getting prodded in the side, you get uncomfortable. But if something happens enough times over and over again and you don't take the action, you actually start to get comfortable with the discomfort. You get comfortable with the prodding. You know what I mean? Like I need a shower every day. Sometimes, well, it depends if I'm working out twice a day, right? 3 times a day. But there's people who they get comfortable with not washing. The first week is kind of like annoying. You feel like you need it. But then after that, like I know from being in the field, after a while you get used to it. You get used to not washing, you get used to having the same clothes on. When I was doing exercises with the Marines, you go 10 days without changing clothes, and you start to get used to it, right? But there's a better way to be, right? There's a better way to live. And so sometimes we need to put ourselves in situations where we get prodded enough until we make a change, make a new decision. And I guess that's part of what I'm about. Well, part of what I'm doing is to help you make that decision, to get on the journey, get on the path. Lead a fulfilling life. I just don't see the point of leading an unfulfilling life. So let's continue our reading. And we're on page 193, and we are the values factor. Dr. John Demartini. Go to drdemartini.com and get the book if you haven't got it yet. You need it for the exercises. This next one's an exercise. I'll read through the exercise first, and obviously you can do it later on today or straight after this, if you have time. So on exercise 2, page 193, activate your child's genius. Often we don't recognize that our children have their own unique genius, which they mobilize in pursuit of their own highest values. It is wise to recognize that our children have their own genius and then to help them activate it by linking new skills and information to their highest values. This exercise can help you do that. Instructions. Identify some skill or area of study that your child is uninspired by, not great at, not highly interested in, or not extremely skilled at, but that you believe is essential to his or her social development. Write this skill or area of study in the far left column that follows. Note. Make sure you are completing this exercise with an open mind. Avoid judging your child's interests and simply note them. 2. Perform the values determination process on pages 47 and 57 in Chapter 2 on your child. Identify their 3 highest values. Write your child's 3 highest values in the far right column that follows. 3. Find at least 20 ways to link the skill or area of study that your child is uninspired by, not great at, not highly interested in, or not extremely skilled at to his or her 3 highest values. Write at least 20 ways in the middle column that follows. Okay, so that's the exercise to be completed in the next 24 hours. If you don't have children, I'm sure friends of yours have children, and maybe you can help them out by doing this exercise with them, right? How fulfilling would that be? Understanding why you have children. I can't end this chapter without adding a few words for the parents out there who may be particularly concerned with activating the genius of their children. If you think as parents that you were given children to govern, control, and direct, you haven't learned why children are in your life. Your children come through you, not to you. They are here to teach you just as much as you are here to teach them. Do you want to know why? You and your spouse have a set of values. When you support each other's highest values, you get infatuated with each other. When you challenge each other's highest values, you become resentful of each other. When you become infatuated with each other, you become blind to each other's downsides, or the aspects of each other's traits that you dislike. When you are resentful of each other, you are blind to the upsides, the aspects of each other's traits that you like. Whatever upsides or downsides you or your partner disowns or represses or becomes blind to, your children will own or express. Tell me that you would always want your children to do, and they will probably repress it. Tell me what you would never want your children to do, and they will probably specialize in it. Having worked with thousands of families over the years, there is one thing I've noticed time and again. Family dynamics demand that all repressed or disowned values get expressed somehow within the family or extended family. In other words, whatever you and your partner repress or disown, rest assured, either your children or another family member will almost certainly express those values. You think you're caring for your children for their sake, but really they are manifesting those disowned traits you find difficult for your sake. They are expressing values that you do not value, and you are being forced to open your heart a little wider and open your mind a little further and appreciate them and their highest values. If you can acknowledge and appreciate that your children's values are just as important as yours, you will have learned a great deal about how to love another human being and about how to love yourself. So what I recommend is that you perform the same exercise with your children that I suggested you perform with your partner on page 134 in the previous chapter. Ask yourself how your children's highest values are serving you, and answer that question 40 or 50 or 60 times until you have tears of gratitude in your eyes for everything about your children's highest values, including their computer games. Then ask yourself how what you are dedicated to serves them. And answer that question 40 or 50 or 60 times. In that way, will it start a dialogue instead of an alternating monologue. And you will learn the art of communicating in their highest values, and you know is helpful to them in their lives. Otherwise, you or some specialist may end up unwisely projecting some form of oppositional defiant disorder label onto the very children you love. Can you see how instead of labeling your children, you can actually explore what the children are inspired by and deeply interested in? You can learn how to keep up to date with what your children's highest values are, so there is no gap between the generations, and so your children are now participating in their own inspired learning because they would truly love to learn. And now they associate parents who care for them with the learning process, and so they become open to more of the things you may have to offer. Embracing your unique genius. Now that you see the relationship between activating your genius and knowing your highest values, you can appreciate the genius, whether hidden or fully realized, that lies within each of us. Just as each of us has a unique set of highest values, each of us has our own unique genius, unlike that of any other human on the planet. After all, if you had the same type of genius as anyone else, the universe would not need both of you. That is why knowing your highest values and activating your genius are two crucial aspects of appreciating your own unique contribution. The contribution that you and only you can make. Appreciating the values factor can therefore help you to activate your unique genius and to appreciate the genius of others. Alright, so that ends our chapter on activating your genius and also your child's genius as well. Next chapter we start tomorrow, which is chapter 7, Fulfilling Your Career. It's another really good one. Okay, that's us again for this morning. Thank you very much for taking the time to be on this training with me, whether you're live or watching it afterwards. Either way, it's all great. I'm going to continue to do it live because it's there's something special about doing live stuff. I just feel that. And if you haven't joined our team, you want a vehicle to create financial freedom, you can always click on the link below and go through that process. And if you just want to get on my email list so you receive regular updates, you can also click on the link below and receive regular updates on various things that are happening and all sorts of cool stuff. And I shall see you tomorrow. Ciao.